God bless you. Welcome to the Real Talk channel. I'm your host, Lamar. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I need you brothers to get involved, ask questions. If there's things that you are concerned about, things that you want to talk about, things that you're not getting answers at church, or just the subjects that nobody's really hitting on, come talk to me. Come see me. Come send your comments. Ask questions. That's what this channel is for. This channel is centered on brothers and really addressing our men and our brothers in leadership. You could be a pastor. You could be an officer of the law, a judge. I deal with it all. I talk to many different people. I know a lot of different people. So if you have any questions on anything, and by the inspiration of the Holy Ghost, I will do everything in my knowledge that I can to help you or point you to someone who can. God bless you. So our subject for today, we got a good one for you. This is something that a lot of us have lost, that we don't want to talk about. We kind of brush around, we gotta brush past this issue, and I want to talk about it because it's very important that we deal with this, because we kind of, I don't know why this is it's so obvious that we just brush right past it. Raising kids under rejection. Raising kids under rejection. And this can go one or two different ways. We've got one issue where, and this is a usual thing, usually in a either blended family or a single parent home. A blended family or single parent home really face and deal with this issue, because when the devil works on our deficiencies, he works on our delinquents, that's where rejection has come from. Things you didn't get as a child, whether it be affection, love, protection, care, security, discipline, no order in the home. Those are things that we have just in nature did not get. We overcompensate those things when we have kids. So if I grew up in a home where there was no affection, I'm going to over emotionalize and be overly spoiling and affectionate with my child, because I'm not raising them from the proper balance of what they need. I'm raising them from the place of my deficiency. So even when that is unbalanced and unhealthy, I don't recognize it, because I only point my focus on the deficiency of what I did not get. So I have to overcompensate and feel a sense of, I have to make them feel like I love and I'm there. So I shower them with gifts. I shower them with love and affection. I let them do what they want. I give them what they want. I want them to be happy, 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 because that's an overcompensation. And when someone comes along to correct that, then you're actually destroying what I think I'm trying to protect them from. If you were raised by an abusive parent that was abusive and over-aggressive, and anything that looks like discipline or saying no, you revert that to, you're trying to not allow me to give them affection and love. And I will not allow them. But let's look at what the effect that has on the child. When you're a rejected person, you don't want the child to be corrected and grow. You just want their love. You just want them to love you and love you. That's why some of you parents treat your children or little girls and boys like dolls. You buy them Jordans, you buy them this cute stuff. You have $2,000 or $3,000 birthday parties. What do they need all that stuff for? Instead of putting that money in an account toward their education, college, or to start up a Airbnb business or go to a trade school. What they need $3,000 for a birthday party? They don't know. You sit them little babies down with a cupcake and the ice cream, they good. They don't care. They don't know what's going on, but it's for you. parents. It's a deficiency you have in yourself that you got to compensate for a lack that you're still in yourself trying to fulfill through your child. So the child is growing up getting all of these toys, giving them all this stuff that they don't have the proper discipline and the proper stewardship for. They grow up, they tear up, you buy them a new phone. They tear it up or lose it, you buy them another one. Ever learning, but never coming into the full knowledge. And let me tell y'all something, to you single parents or you blended families. When somebody's coming into your life to bring those things that you really need, not what you want, not what you think is better, because what you don't understand, it's really not about your child. It's really about you. You're doing stuff through your child to make you feel gratified that you're doing the right thing. And it's almost like a unhealthy self-gratification tool to make you feel good. Now I'm gonna talk to you mothers that are dealing with sons. And I'm gonna deal with you fathers. Matter, you know what? I'm gonna deal with the fathers first. Let's get the brothers first. If you are a blended father, single father, or you have a daughter, and you have a woman coming in, and because you didn't get to have a lot of things growing up, you overcompensate your daughter and turn her into a spoiled little princess, you are setting her up for failure. She gonna end up having babies, men divorcing her, nobody gonna want to be around her. She's not going to know how to be sustainable in relationships. She's going to feel a sense of entitlement. And I know you think you're doing the right thing, giving her everything you want her to have. I want her to have, but you ain't you're not putting nothing in her. Nah, baby girl, I love you, but you need to work a little bit. You need to earn. There are things you need to do for a man to make a man want to commit to you. There are things that you need to become as a woman to make a man want to take care of you. And what is he getting in return for his investment, for giving his life for you? That's what marriage is. Because if this man is going to take care of you and I'm going to hand him over to you, what have I put in you enough to make this man give his life for you? What have I installed in your character, in your personality? And are you the kind of woman that I would feel, if I had a son, I would want my son with? What are we teaching these girls? Because it's not always mamas. We got some fathers that are on this time too. Some of you dads don't teach these girls nothing but look pretty and be taken care of and spoiled. They won't do nothing. They don't serve. They don't give, they don't sacrifice, they don't love. They just think it's a transaction because that's what you taught them, Dad. Then you hard on the men. Well, he better this and he better not this and he better this. What is she doing? What is she offering up of herself that is a virtue for a man to say, she's worth my life. She's worth my life. She's worth me laying down everything that I had worked for in my life for her. She's worth that. Because she's your daughter? Or did you prepare her to be a wife to become my wife? What did you put in her? We don't teach that. And I'm challenging you fathers, you husbands, men of God, don't always look at it your own side, because somebody else, when you're gone and in the whole retirement and can't walk, that man is healthy enough. When you're gone, what is she gonna do? Who is she gonna have? Because ain't no baby, daddy gone now. Daddy's not there. What you gonna do? It's not what you give your child, it's what you put in your child. If she don't have a good spirit of quiet, is she always doing this? And you don't check her? Because most of the time, this is a woman's weapon, is this right here. Her mouth. And if you don't teach these girls when they're little how to bridle their tongue, And you sit up there and say, oh, it's all right, baby. It's okay. That's just the way she is. It's cool. And you kind of like that, Dad. You got a kind of a sharp mouth. So she picks up some stuff that you do because you're the first point of reference that she has of a man and of a father. She hears how you talk and she picks up some of them ways and you don't correct her. But to correct her, you have to correct yourself. If you a bum laying around, and only time she love you because you buy her things but you don't work, what kind of man you think she gonna look for? We teach by what we do. You know why a lot of kids don't listen to what we tell them to do when they're kids and they're hard-headed? Why don't you listen? They listen to what you do. They listen to what you say when they get older. They listen to what you do when they're little. That's why they don't hear what you say. Sit down, be still. They watch what you do. That's why they mimic what they hear. They're little camcorders. They hear and listen to, oh, they start slipping, they cussing. Where they get that from? So, to you brothers that got daughters, it's nothing wrong with loving and protecting and showing her love. That's good. But with that, you got to give this other side. What are you going to be? I'm going to also teach you how to love. You go in there and cook me. You make these girls, make me, daddy's hungry, make me a plate of food, teach her how to serve. Teach her how to do stuff and then praise her and then give her admiration for it. She should be getting praised. She should be getting appreciated for what she does. So teach. Thank you, baby girl. You know that this is good. Thank you, baby girl. My daughter is 21 years old. And sometimes she'll come in the kitchen and she works. She has a job and she works and sometimes she'll come in the kitchen and she'll cook something up for herself. She'll cook. I said, baby girl, let me have some of that. She'll give me some. Teach her how to be a giver. Teach her how to share. Teach her how to be joyful and spend time with her and love. Hug on her. Affirm her. So she ain't out here looking for attention and taking Instagram pics on her on Instagram. Watch what she's doing, who's around her. Get in her business. Get in her business. Ain't no privacy in this family. No privacy. No, sir. You get privacy when you get married. Because when something goes wrong and the food act crazy, whatever you're dealing, you want me to be involved in your business, right? Why don't I get in your business before something like that goes down? Why don't I get involved in your business before somebody lays you by yourself and you in the back of a car and you end up pregnant? Why don't I get involved before that? So I'm telling you, men that have daughters, you got to teach both ends of the spectrum. You can't just teach her as your daughter. You got to teach her as becoming a man's wife. It's not always on the moms to teach the girls. You're what she's going to look for in a man, so she needs to know what that looks like, and she also needs to know what's going to be required of her from a man. Mamas can't give that. You as a man need to be that voice of a man to tell her this is what men look for. You need to become that if you want a husband to marry you. If you don't want to be a wife, your choice. But if you want a husband to take care of you, this is what you need to become. Stop teaching these girls that they're the next best thing and that's it because they're your daughter. They worth something. They ain't worth anything if they can't serve something. If they can't bless somebody's life and make somebody else's life worth having, they're not worth nothing just because she's your daughter. I'm a father. I have a son and a daughter, so I could tell you. And because of that, with God being me and my wife's helper, she's 21, no kids, never been not in no mess, and at home she ain't in nothing because she's getting all the affirmation and affirming at home. And that's very important. I'm not talking from what I heard or read in a book. This is what I live this. My wife trusts me to lead. She don't get in the way, she let me lead. And that's a process too. Being in a blended family comes with sacrifice. Your woman come into your life, bro, and tell you and check some stuff about your daughter, you need to back off and let that happen. Because you, even as a father, you can teach her what she can be, to what she should look for in a husband, but you can never teach her how to be a woman. You can't teach her that. Her cycles and all this, her emotions, all those feelings, there's different changes she goes through. You can't understand that. You can be a great father. That doesn't take nothing away from you being a good father, but those are things she needs from her a mom and or a wife and she needs to see you with being with a healthy woman. Kids need to see that. You can sit here and tell them how good you are a person, but if they don't see you interacting in a healthy marriage, that don't mean nothing, because they have no point of reference to what that looks like. So you men that have daughters, you brothers that have daughters, you need to make sure that you're teaching them both sides of that. Make her come bring you something. Honey, come bring me some water. Teach her how to serve. She'll have that already built in her by the time she's in or 10, 11 years old. She'll know how to serve. And she'll love it. Daddy, I'm going to get daddy some. They'll be arguing with their mom. Mama, I got it. I'll get it. Because she knows how to serve. Don't teach her how to manipulate. Don't teach her to be transactional. Only time I love you is when you give me a toy or give me what I want. You give her affirmation love. Give her the things that money can't buy. Give her you. Take her the things that you like to do as a father. What are your hobbies, things you like to do? Take her with you. Let her see that side of you. My daddy took me fishing. My daddy took me, we went sailboating. Whatever you like to do. Bowling, whatever it is. Take your daughter. Spend time with her. Share with her. Let her see that side of you. Do it when you're little. If you got little ones. Because that's going to be there. That's laying a foundation. And then teach her, your man may not be into the same things I'm into, but the foundations of how you were loved, God is the first. Let her have those things in place. Put God first. Pray with her. Teach her the word. Be praying with her. Going over scripture. Teach her the word. Pray. Praise God. Cry in front of her and worship with her. Worship with your babies. Pray worship music through the house. Let your little daughter see. Let your daughter see you. See you bow down before the throne of Christ. Let them see you like that. Humbled before the Lord. That's what they're going to start looking for when they're older. See, we think training up is telling and talking. Training is doing. Training is demonstrating. Paul said, I do all things by demonstration. So you got to show them what it looks like. Amen. So you brothers, you stay on business on that. And you give your daughters accountability. Don't let them manipulate. No, we're not doing that. Let them be honest. Let them be reflective and honest. Don't let them use emotional witchcraft, because the girls naturally do it. And don't let them be bossy. Don't let your daughter grow up bossy. Don't let them grow up pointing their finger, delegating. Don't let them do that. That's a spirit. That's just a natural fallen nature of girl, bossing and want to boss everybody. You tell her, no, you don't do that. I'm the boss. No, you stop. That's what fathers teach. Stop. No. Stop. No. That's what we teach. So God bless you, brothers. Thank you. Take this in our heart and pay and meditate on what God has had me to say. To you sisters, and it's, I've been doing ministry work for over 26 years, and in my line of being in ministry, it's hard for me to tell women the truth when they don't like the truth. But I'm going to tell you the truth today. You got a son, you're either a single mother, or you have a blended family. Y'all have a tendency to overcompensate with your sons. Your son, y'all kind of like you brothers too, you make covenants with your kids. And when you have a covenant with a husband coming into, if you are either a single mother being courted, or you're already married, y'all struggle with masculine male leadership because you try to separate him being nice to the baby, being kind, buying him things. You separate that from his discipline. And if you grew up either without a father, or abusive father, or a father that didn't keep his word, anything that had that deficiency of rejection, you overcompensate, giving that boy what he wants, buying his cell phone, paying his little bills, letting him talk smart to you, putting you on the same level as he puts his friends and his homeboys on the phone. You let him have a girlfriend without a job, no responsibility, but love, nurture, love, nurture, love, nurture. No responsibility. But you expect the husband, the man that comes into your life, to have it together. Your standards for your husband are a whole lot different than what you think your son should have. And I always got puzzled. It always puzzled me why we got these double standards with the kids than with the men. You better be right. You better be responsible. But my son get a pass. He's young. He's my baby. He's not growing. Your son don't get no pass, sis. Because when life out here in reality does not care that that's your son. And what fathers come to do and prepare them for is what's outside that door that you aren't able and equipped to protect them from. That's why they need fathers, men over them, mentorship over them. And all your nurturing and love cannot foster discipline. Too much, and I hate to say this, but usually nurturing works against the discipline. That's why there's an argument between fathers. Well, you shouldn't get that. Well, it's okay. He can do it. It works against each other. I have rarely seen in marriages that discipline, and this is a learned art. This is something you got to practice, where the nurturing and discipline work together, because one overcompensates from the other, and because there's so much overcompensation on one side, the discipline has to go beyond the balance of what it would usually take to get over the overcompensation of the nurturing side. I have to do more to balance that overcompensation, to balance the discipline in this son. Y'all got to be on one accord with your husband or your man that's courting you, that you getting serious about. Y'all got to be on one accord with these kids. You can't be all on your child's side, and you can't be having these secret covenants with your kids. Even Jesus said, if you love your son and daughter, you're not worthy of me. So you shouldn't be that way with your husband or the man that's seriously vetting you to be his wife. You ain't got no time to be sitting up here, my son, my baby, my child. And your boy's out of control. Your boy's irresponsible. He won't work. He won't take out the trash. He won't do simple things. You so scared and timid, and you so afraid of what your past trauma could do to him that he ain't going through. You trust the man enough to take care of you, but you don't trust his leadership. You can't separate a man's leadership from his discipline side. His leadership and discipline come hand in hand. You can't separate those. And you don't get to decide what pieces of what you want of that man, and you don't get to sideboard this man out of the pieces you want of him and the stuff you don't. I'll scrap the rest. You come in here and love my son, and you want the men to nurture him like you do. He can stay up late. He don't have got a girlfriend with no job. I'm sorry, sis. That's wrong. My son ain't got no girlfriend. He's 19. He better not. I'm like, what you got an apartment? What apartment you got? Because see, to have a girlfriend, you need to be taking care of yourself sufficiently. You see me living with my mom, taking care of your mom? We don't want to have these conversations. We go to church, hide up under religion, hide up under these little conversations so we don't have to address anything. I'm the kind of pastor that I'm gonna pull up everything. I'm busting down the walls. I'm pulling pulling vinyl up, pulling up carpet. I'm pulling it all up. Men make men. Fathers create sons to become fathers. Mothers have daughters that create mothers. We can never do, sisters, what y'all do for the family, but y'all cannot do what we can do. And there's things, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard when all you've known is your survival side. Your survival mode will not allow your husband to govern that home. You love his provision side. You love the side that loves you and hugs you and keeps you warm at night, but you don't like the side that tells your son no. Tells your son, get a job, grow up, be a man. You don't want that part, but you're benefiting from that part. That's the same part that's taking care of you and covering you in your family. That's the same part that made you feel safe. Wouldn't you want your son to have that for another young lady in his life? And this is what you ladies don't understand. Y'all are so emotionally attached to your first love, y'all make your kids your God sometimes. It's called child worship. You don't want them to feel no discomfort. You don't want them to go through everything should just be good for them. What makes your child any better than any other person's child or my child? What makes your child any better than anybody else that has children? That they should get special treatment. When somebody has made a decision, when the biological parent decides to walk away, and somebody steps in and decides, I'm right here to teach, and you acting a fool. And you got these reservations in your mind, and you got all this education that prohibits him to be the leader. His leadership is not when you say. You married him, you said it was okay, you submit to his leadership. And it's not based on what, even if with all you know about him and his flaws, you don't get to disqualify that, because your son need leadership, not nurturing. Nurturing makes the kids feel. Discipline makes the children grow. And if you let that process flow, you know how much weight that'll take up off of you. And I'll submit to you, sisters, that when you try to protect your sons from correction, you're really protecting yourself. Because just like I said to the brothers, there's a part of you that's like them. And then you feel like your husband is attacking your parenting. You feel like the way he's disciplining your child, he's attacking you being a parent. No, sister, he's not. He's trying to get your child in a place to grow up. Your nurturing is good, but he needs discipline. He needs structure and order. He can't just do whatever he want to do in life and expect society to deal with him, because they got facilities for kids who don't know how to be disciplined and could have no self-control. It's called jail, prison, or the cemetery. And fathers come not to just make your kid feel accepted and good, they bring instruction and order to them. And in order and discipline don't feel good. It's not comfortable. Y'all make your kids comfortable. That's why they can live with y'all 2 or 3 years, not do anything, don't have to pay no bills, but their bills, but then they don't help you. You up here broke, you don't got no money, but they balling out of control. But you broke. And we as fathers and husbands, we see this stuff. We see our wives struggling and we see that they don't have what they need to carry the household, and our job is to protect and to provide. But you got to submit to that. You can't get an attitude when somebody say something to your baby, and then you get upset because that's my child. Well, then you shouldn't have got married, because that plays a part in that. If you can't submit to his leadership and a trust that his will is at the best interest of the child, then why did you marry this man? And many of you sisters, I've been doing ministry work for 26 years, and y'all struggle with this. Y'all struggle with someone telling your child no, telling your child, well, not right now, you can't, because you're used to giving them everything they want. You're used to letting them do whatever they want, say whatever they want, however they want, everything what they want. And so when he comes in and starts putting system, order, and structure there, you start feeling a way about him. And so I implore and submit to you, sisters, y'all need to learn how to trust your husbands. If you say you love God, it only works one way. Get out of your trauma, get out of your disbelief. Oh, men don't, you got married. That's what you married. You married his leadership. You married his way of where he's directing. And your son or daughter, whoever you got as a mother, you gonna have to come up under that authority. That's what you married. And so I'm encouraging you to look past your fears, and your child needs that. If you got boys, they need that, because their nature is going to control and dominate. That's their nature. They're gonna conquer. You sit up there and let them get away with stuff, and you don't say nothing. You letting them get away with it. You're condoning bad behavior. You let them cuss you out, and you don't say nothing. You let them come in with you. You let them do what they want. Got a girlfriend, boyfriend, they ain't paying no bills, ain't going their own. You just let it happen, because you don't have no system, order, and structure really on yourself. That's what we come to do. Men that are real men, we're structured. We do not like dysfunction. We don't like chaos. We don't function in chaos. So I say this to be real. I say this out of love. I say this because it's important. Thank you. I want to introduce my son. This is my son. Say hello.
Hello.
I'm proud of him. He's working at HEB. He got a job. I'm really proud of him. He's one of the best things that's happened to me, next to my daughter and my wife. So I'm not just running my mouth here. This young man has done a great job. I'm proud of him, and I love him. So
you love him too.
Love him too, man. Bless you, man. So I had to learn, and we men also, as again, we have to practice what we preach. I can't, and this is important, and this goes for you women too. You can't be one way with your son, and then when you want your man to be a different way. If you holding a standard to your man, and you want him to be a certain way, that's cool. Your son need to be the same. He need to have that same standard. There can't be 5 different standards in the house. This person get to do this person get to do that. That's confusion. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to share this with y'all, because it's important that we keep everything in order. And that's what we do. We come to bring order to you, sisters. We come to bring order. It's not that we hate you. We're trying to control you. We need you to trust us to lead. And y'all followership skills need to be on point. Y'all say that men don't know how to lead. No, you don't. Some of y'all don't know how to follow. And so, y'all need to learn that. And God bless you. I thank God for you. I'll be doing more videos. I need y'all to be tuning in. I'm also going to be making a special announcement. We're doing a nonprofit this year. We're working on a men's organization to start groups and some auxiliaries for the men and young boys, young men, and men. So we don't have nothing in our society focus on the young, on boys, young men, and men. We don't have anything. That's really disciplingship, just like the issues we're talking about today. We don't have nothing in place for that. So we're working on some things this year. We love y'all. God bless you. Please come in and tuning in. I want to say a shout out to my re-engaged group. We love y'all. I thank God you, Brother Manning and Tammy. Thank God for you, for your support and your love. We just want to thank God for all the sacrifice you've done, what you've done to minister to us as a group, and your prayers. We just want to thank God for you. You guys keep tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. God bless you. We love all of you. Bless you.